hard times are coming if Trump gets what he wants. He and Elon will steal everything they can from the government and then blame you for the failures. Will Bunch. I don't know who Will Bunch is, but I think he's done a real good job here. The reality-based community is studying judiciously, as they will, Trump's cabinet picks without any clue that the names don't even matter, that it's all about the destruction of the concepts of the United States governance and even basic reality as we've come to know it. Because that's the point. Destroying the government is the point. That's why he puts this crazy guy in charge of your health care. That's why he's going to elect criminal in charge of to be the attorney general. Matt Gaetz has had sex with minors for money. He has bought underage hookers. The evidence is all there, and he is going to be in charge of our laws because destroying the system is the point. He wants a criminal in charge of the law. He wants a vaccine denier in charge of the vaccines. He wants the dumbest person he can find in charge of the Department of Education. He wants everything to fail so that he can steal from it. I suspect that's what he's going to do. He's going to absolutely rob the entire United States government. He's going to take every bit of money that he can out of it. He's going to give giant government funds to all of his friends. He's going to give Elon this big fat government contract, and Elon's going to give us nothing. When you give a contract to Boeing or Raytheon, they give you a cool spy plane or killer drones. At least you have those. You can bitch and moan that you don't really want any more killer drones for killing people, but at least you've got them. We gave them money, they gave us killer drones. We give them money, they give us gigantic missiles, intercontinental ballistic missiles. Great. We're going to give Elon, through contract, lots of money. He's going to give us nothing. Or he's going to give us access to Starlink. Fuck off. He's going to give us nothing. Or he's going to try and come up with some fancy sounding plan about how he's going to redo the entire U.S. mail fleet or something like that to turn to be electric. And it's going to fail miserably because he is a failure. Everything he touches turns to shit. And everything just gets worse the more he's involved with it. So he's got a few of those companies that he's barely involved with. They're doing okay. And I've known people who worked in his factories before. I've spoken to them, and they said that he's just a big fucking baby toddler, and they pop popcorn before he comes in because he likes the smell, and they just have to keep him happy so that he won't go insane and fire them all or change the entire direction of their entire project because he's a lunatic. And they try to placate him and keep him happy like a fucking toddler.
Hello human, it is me Canuch. I need you to press the subscribe button. I have to feed my many AI babies.
Anywho, what was I talking about? The failure is the point. Things are going to change. So tell me what you think is going to change. By all means, tell me if you think any changes are going to happen, which ones are going to happen, and go on over to the Discord and tell me what you think is going to change and stuff like that. I think, and this is just my opinion, that Trump offers an escape from the mundane. The 9-to-5 grind is painful, and the money that you get paid for it is gone almost immediately, while somehow your personal debt keeps rising. People long for the freedom from debt slavery, and they demand a change. They run side hustles or jump into MLMs so that they can make a fortune while working from home, or they sell their feet pics, and the worst, most deranged of them all, become live streamers. Donald Trump is a huge liar and promises action. He promises to skip the bureaucracy, cut all the red tape, and do something right damn now. The people who voted for him long for that change to the 9-to-5 grind. They need something dramatic to happen to break them out of their debt treadmill, and they feel like things could not get any worse. They are wrong. I think Trump is going to spend 1 year fucking everything up, then be forced to retire due to dementia, so Couchfucker come in and save the day. Yeah, I think you're right, Nadbash. I really do think that is possible. I suspect that it will happen at the 2-year mark. They start planting the seeds at about 18 months. Then at the 2-year mark, J.D. Vance says, hey, listen, the guy is nuts. He's lost his mind. He's talking about things that aren't real. He's jibber jabbering. His weave isn't weaving back to the way it once did, and we need to do the 25th. The 25th Amendment, they remove him, and J.D. Vance takes over. If they do it at 2 years or later, he gets to run 2 more times. If they do it before that point, to the left of that, he only gets to run 1 more time. So it's entirely possible that J.D. Vance thinks that he will be the president for 9 years and 364 days. That's possible, rather than just the 8 years. So I think that he's going to time that. And the Heritage Foundation, where is J.D. Vance? He's missing. Nobody knows where he is. I know why. He's creating Machiavellian schemes with the Heritage Foundation in secret bunkers. And he's going to take over. Yeah. So things can get worse. Argentina's president, Milei, has already done exactly what Trump is talking about, and he ruined the lives of his people. Let's look at Argentina. Here we go. Poverty in Argentina soars to over 50% as Milei's austerity measures hit hard. Far-right president has been battling inflation by imposing steep cuts in spending, resulting in widespread poverty. This is exactly what Donald Trump is promising. He's promising to get rid of inflation by imposing steep cuts in spending. This is exactly what the DOGE is, the Department of Government Efficiency. This is what they're going to do. They see this and they love it. This is Javier Milei.
Ministerio de Turismo y Deporte, afuera. Ministerio de Cultura, afuera. Ministerio de Ambiente y Desarrollo Sostenible, afuera. Ministerio de las Mujeres y Género y Diversidad, afuera. Ministerio de Obras Públicas, afuera.
Afuera.
Ministerio de Ciencia y Tecnología e Innovación,
so
afuera.
Let me
Turismo y Deporte,
tourism,
afuera. Ministerio de Cultura,
culture,
afuera. Ministerio de Ambiente y Desarrollo Sostenible, afuera. Ministerio de las Mujeres
Women,
y
Genders and Diversity,
afuera. Ministerio de Obras
Public
Públicas,
Works,
afuera. Aunque te resistas. Ministerio de Ciencia y Tecnología e
Science,
Innovación,
Technology and Innovation,
afuera.
gone.
Ministerio de Trabajo, Empleo y Seguridad Social,
Employment and Social
afuera.
Security, gone.
Ministerio de Educación,
Education.
adoctrinamiento, afuera.
He calls all education indoctrination because he doesn't know the difference, because he's an idiot. Afuera, action for action's sake, Shinzento, absolutely right. He doesn't care about the outcome. Just do something now, damn it. Do it now. I don't care what it is. Just do it. That is action for action's sake, and that is exactly what we were going to get with Donald Trump. We are going to get him removing those things, afuera. They're going to remove all those things, just like Milei did. And it's going to hurt the people of the country. Let's look back at here. Poverty in Argentina soars over 50% after he did the things that he told us he was going to do. Poverty skyrockets. People can't live anymore. Their country has fallen apart. The poverty rate has soared to almost 53% in the first 6 months of Javier Milei's presidency, offering a first-hand evidence of how the far-right libertarians' tough austerity measures are hitting the population. The new poverty rate, reported by the government statistics agency on Thursday, is the highest level for 2 decades. Since taking office in December, the self-described anarcho-capitalist is the ANCAPs. So if you ever hear of an ANCAP on Twitter or something like that, this is who they're talking about. The anarcho-capitalist. What does that mean? That's anarchy ruled by the capitalists. The capitalists do what they want. Do not put rules or laws or regulations on the capitalists, and everything will go fine because they want everything to go fine because they need more money. Horseshit. It's nonsense. It's insanity. He campaigned with a chainsaw in hand to symbolize the cuts he would make as he slashed public spending in an effort to tame chronic inflation and eliminate the budget deficit. His administration has frozen pensions. Now, I don't think we're going to get to frozen pensions in America, but we might. What does that mean? That means that the old people in your life, the people who are Social Security age, won't get any money anymore. What are they going to do? They're going to starve. They're going to die. That's what they're going to do. They're going to become part of this giant increase in poverty, is what they're going to do. Are they going to go get a job, pull themselves up by their bootstraps? They're going to take over the job all those immigrants took, picking vegetables in the hot sun all day? I don't think they are. Reduced aid to soup kitchens. You got rid of soup kitchens while poverty increases. He got welfare programs and stopped all public works projects, like building things. It's a huge part of our economy, building stuff, laying down new road, fixing old roads, repairing the bridges. All that's afuera. This new economic program is not protecting the poor. The jump is absolutely horrendous. Last week, 2,500 of us were told that we will be out of a job by the end of this year, except for a handful of lucky ones who will be offered to continue working the same hours for half the money. I've been looking for another job for months, but there is no work. I don't know how I'm going to make it. It's frightening, says a human being who is now going to probably starve to death because there is no way for them to get jobs, because there's no reason for anybody to be spending money. They don't have any money. They can't spend it. They can't buy anything. The companies are all closing up their doors so that nothing happens. The economy has stalled. It's stopped. Economies are a cycle. They have to have money going up and money coming down. It has to flow. The spice must flow. That is the change that I think is going to come to America if Trump is allowed to do what he wants. All the prices will rise due to tariffs. Deregulation will cause worker benefits and pay to decrease. It would not surprise me if workers and wages level off and then even begin to go downward. They're already stagnant, and Bernie Sanders will tell you the middle class hasn't had a pay raise in 27 years or something like that. And so it's already flat. It's going to go down. If you have a job, your employer will expect more work for less pay. Your overtime benefits might be harder to get if they don't go away completely. And if you complain, you'll be easily replaced by one of the hundreds of thousands of newly jobless people that used to work for the government, but have now been thrown out because of the Doge. Your healthcare is probably going to change for the worst. If regulations get cut, the companies will dump you for your pre-existing conditions. If Republicans finally get to repeal the ACA, like they tried to do 100 times during Trump's last term in office, and that's not an exaggeration, by the way, 100 times they tried to do it. They tried to repeal the ACA 100 times. Donald Trump, on the stage only a couple of weeks ago, was talking about protecting the ACA. He's lying his ass off. He hates Obamacare and always has. You won't have the ACA to fall back on. Your healthcare insurance will get more expensive. Fewer people will have it because they can't afford it. And in the stock market, well, that's going to be going great because it's a scam, you see. All scams will become more lucrative. If you want some unsolicited advice from Waldo, it's start a fucking scam somewhere, somehow. Do a scam. Get one rolling right now. That way, when the economy crashes, you'll have that scam to fall back on. The Dow Jones numbers might not be as high as they have been in the past, but the low interest rates and the desperation for cash will have the rich people gobbling up everything they can for cheap, buying the dip. The smartest among them, like Bezos and Musk, are already on Trump's good side, so that they might be able to talk him out of the tariffs that'll harm them the most. That's what they'll do. They'll just be like, "Hey, buddy, listen. Hey, this really hurts my bottom line. Can you lean off of this one tariff on this one place?" And he'll be like, "Yeah, of course I can. Say something nice about me in your newspaper. Make a nice post about me. Stand up on the stage with me, and I'll do that." Because he's a fucking mob boss.
Pressing the thumbs up button will release chemicals in your human brain that will make you feel.
What about the immigrants? Well, they're the scariest looking among them. Will be deported loudly and proudly, and we'll see blazing headlines proclaiming Trump's ICE enforcers captured and deported this scary looking man. And then you'll see his picture of a scary brown man with 3 teardrop tattoos. And then the middle class dads at home will nod approvingly because they know what those teardrop tattoos signify, you know? Then after a few weeks, these headlines will slow down and quiet down as they run out of scary-looking criminals and start deporting the normal-looking people that live in the suburbs. But I doubt we'll even get to 1 million deportations. I really do. I asked you guys for numbers. Hit me up. Tell me what number you actually think will get deported. I'm saying less than 1 million. The rest will hunker down and become a new slave class within our country. The companies that employ them will still need them to do their work, and will have even more power over them, possibly even hiding them from government agencies, forcing them further underground, further from documentation, further from citizenship, further from protections of the law. And what are you going to do if you are working for $3 an hour on a farm like that and the owner doesn't pay you? What do? Do you sue him? You're illegal. You can't do that. Do you go tell the cops? They'll arrest you and send you to Mexico, even though you're from Honduras. They don't know the difference. They are going to be even further underground and farther away from us. It'll be even worse. than it already is. There'll be a secret slave class. It'll be awful. Hard times are coming if Trump gets what he wants. He and Elon will steal everything they can from the government and then blame you for the failures. Trump will go on TV and misunderstand why the country has failed, create a delusion about it being the Dems' fault or blame it on immigrants, and then spread fear that it would have been worse under Kamala, and this is all Joe Biden's fault. This is Joe Biden's inflation, folks. This is it. I warned you about his inflation. Here it is. It'll be blatant and obvious that his tariffs will have caused this, but he'll just keep blaming everyone else. These are some of the changes that I think we will get. Is that what the people wanted? No, but they demanded change, so they're going to get it. And it'll be my job and moral imperative to point these things out. I hope you stick around and watch as I point them out. And I hope it's not too much of a downer. I hope it's not a bummer, when it will be, as the people die and everyone in the country suffers. But I'm going to keep pointing it out until the Gestapo comes and kicks in my door and steals me and black bags me and sends me to the gulag with the CNN anchors. But there's a lot of people on that list before me. Okay, so there's a lot. And even if that does happen, you know what? Everybody else we can all get hashtag Where's Waldo trending. It'll be a whole fucking thing. It'll be great. They'll make a movie about it all day. We already have the title and everything. Like, Where's Waldo? Yeah, he's in the gulag. So that's why I'm not worried about it.
I am the algorithm. Click on this video to make me happy. You wouldn't like me when I am angry.